Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm working on my 1/4 of an acre suburban lot, and I'm updating, upgrading, and showing you guys how the food forest has been progressing throughout this year and what I already have thrown in the ground, harvested, and what I am placing in the ground today to get some edible food for myself, my family, and to be just a little bit more self-sustaining. Now, before we get started today, always remember, Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
Now, as always in these videos, I like by starting off rewinding the hands of time and showing you guys some things I put in the ground at the beginning of spring and the growing season, and updating y'all on the progress. So this video starts in February when I removed these 2 giant crepe myrtles in the front of my house to replace them with some pear trees. So we got to chop and drop this entire crepe myrtle and replace it with something a bit more tasty. So the tree has been chopped down, it has been decimated, and now it is time to replace it with something a little bit more pleasurable to the palate, and that is an Orient pear tree. Let's get it in. Now, the Orient pear tree is gonna hold a lot of gravitas in this front bed, replacing the crepe myrtle. It requires 350 to 400 chill hours, and that is when the temperature is below 45 degrees, and it must have that many hours of cold to produce flowers and then produce fruit. So always check the chill hours on any fruiting varieties that you put in the ground. But this dude has already leafed out, which is amazing, and I'm excited to watch it grow, especially since it started as a bare root stick that I just threw in the ground, baby. Next up, I have this Collins Select pawpaw tree, and the pawpaw trees are the only tropical fruit native to North America. So I'm gonna go ahead and chunk into these trunks right here. And hopefully it works. Now, pawpaw trees can grow in zones 4 all the way to 9. They're an understory tree, so you can plant them in the shade, which is especially perfect for my backyard setting. So only time will tell how this will fare. So what was once a stick in the ground is now a leafed out pawpaw tree. We have 5 leaves just poking, pushing new growth, and fighting to survive out here. I find the first year with sealing pawpaws is always quite difficult, but if you can make it through the first and second year, my lord, do you have a real treat upon your hands. Check this one out. This is my 3-year-old pawpaw tree, and y'all can see there are a ton of leaves that are growing. It is in a nice partially shaded area, which is perfect for supporting a small tree and seedling, but the trunk is starting to get thick, and I think next year is when it really is gonna shoot off with a ton of growth. But this is what it looks like when it's healthy and established. Okay guys, so it's been about a month since I cut down the last crepe myrtle, and in that time I have cut down the other one that was formerly right behind me. And now it's time to add in another fruit tree. I just wanted to spare you guys the multiple weeks and days it took me to cut this bad boy down. It took me 4 different days for about, I don't know, maybe 4 to 5 hours each day. But this is the official spot the kefir's gonna go. It's in line and far enough away, so hopefully I don't hit too many roots. Now, the reason I threw in this kefir pear was to cross-pollinate with my Orient pear. My Orient pear needs the love and affection of the kefir, which also grows in zones 4 through 9 and needs 350 to 400 chill hours to produce flowers and then to fruit. So hopefully this guy does well. It also is a bare root stick of a cutting. So while I am just throwing a stick in the ground, I most assuredly am going to update you guys on how it looks once it has leafed out. And a couple months later, it has not disappointed. It is looking nice and vivacious. It always feels good to throw a tree in the ground as a stick and to watch it just burst into life, baby. All right, guys, so sorry I look like a nerd right now, but I got my bifocals on. No, I just had to throw on my glasses because this morning I was just walking the property, as I do, just to calm my nerves. And I have a ton of mulberries that are ready to pick, so I'm gonna do this little like side clip and include it in this video of me harvesting a bunch of these mulberries, because this is probably the biggest crop I've gotten. My parents are here visiting and they ate them and really enjoy them, so let's go ahead and fill up this bag. So behind me is a $13 mulberry tree that I got at Lowe's. Now, I'll include the exact name right here. It is 1 year old, but it is covered in mulberries. Now, some of them are unripe, but the super dark ones are ready to go. And I think there are some missing, so I do speculate that the birds have been munching these as well. but I'm gonna harvest as many as are ripe right now and just see what I can fill this Texas Tough bag up with. Look at that, y'all. It's only probably, I don't know, a quarter, maybe even less of the amount of berries that are on the tree. Actually, probably way less. So now that we have rewound the hands of time and I provided the updates, it's time to throw in some new plants in the garden. The first of which is going to be this Arctic Frost Satsuma. It says it's hardy to 10 degrees Fahrenheit, so this is going to be the most cold hardy citrus I have. And I'm going to place it where this seedling box elder has popped up. Now this dude is kind of like my pride and joy because this was a volunteer and it already is taller than me in about 2.5 years. With that being said, man, I much rather have some oranges grow right here that will fully utilize the sun in this area. I mean, look, this is prime real estate. I only have a limited amount of space on the suburban lot in Houston. So unfortunately, this guy has to go and we're gonna throw in the Arctic Frost instead. Now the placement of this Satsuma is going to be right next to my small 50-gallon pond, so I have to clear a hole in the side of the pond's wall in order to place this bad boy, and I'm thinking that the water temperature will keep the tree nice and safe protected if temperatures happen to reach below 10 degrees. Now during the snow apocalypse that occurred a couple of years ago in Houston, I lost a ton of citrus, so finding varieties such as this that are as cold hardy as possible is my ideal mission in life. If you guys know any other super cold hardy varieties, please let me know in the comments section, but this dude is looking strong and healthy. So the Satsuma is in the ground, and the next plant we are throwing in is a Barbados cherry. I tried to grow a cherry before and it got killed off from my dogs running it over in combination with the freezes. So I'm gonna throw this one in a different locality where it's probably going to encounter less foot traffic from my porches, but at the same time it will get some good light, and that is going to be right here. Now, believe it or not, Barbados cherries are native to Texas Zone 9B all the way down to South America, which is crazy, so we'll see how this one fares. All right. But I say we'll see how this one fares because at below 28 degrees, these guys do not perform well, especially as a young tree. So I'm gonna have to protect this dude to the best of my ability, and hopefully it comes through and produces fruit. But in the meantime, it is an amazing host plant for a bunch of different types of moths. So this is one where I figured, you know what, I got it for so cheap at Lowe's. I'll chunk it in the ground and just see how everything goes. But it does produce small little cherries that are edible, and hopefully I can munch these guys all the way up. For the most part, it's evergreen, unless, God forbid, a crazy harsh winter comes through once again. So the Barbados cherry's in the ground, and next up we have this Anna apple, which I should have thrown in the ground a long time ago. Unfortunately, I haven't got around to planting this on my 3 acres of land because I got too many damn trees to clear, so I don't want it to die. So I'm just gonna get it in the ground out here. It is starting to get around the summertime, so it's a bit more of a risk, but we're gonna see how it goes to throw this Anna apple in the ground. Now, apples aren't typically grown this far down south. There's only 2 varieties I know of that are reliable in a zone 9 subtropical climate, and that is the Anna apple and the golden Dorset or Dorset gold varieties. I have both of those planted, but the Anna apple in particular only needs 200 to 300 chill hours to produce flowers and then to produce fruit right after. So we have the apple stick in the ground. Full transparency, I feel like my apples aren't doing that great in Houston. I do have an apple right here. Yeah, there always are apples that form, but they stay small and just fall off. All right, y'all, so the last plant I'm throwing in today, I actually grew from a cutting. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud of it. This is a Pakistani mulberry tree, which you guys saw in this video, a heavy producer, absolutely delicious. And whenever I trim it, I do just chunk in the cuttings into soil and hope for the best. So I did manage to get another tree, and I was gonna put this on the property as well, but I figure I can replicate this, and I want to throw another one in the backyard because it's easier to monitor to see the mulberries coming in, and my son absolutely loves devouring these mulberries. Don't know where to put this plant. I'm running out of space. I know it needs full sun, and I want it in the backyard to hide this fence. So I think it needs to be somewhere over here, because I think having a lost jungle aesthetic is cool, but it really helps to not have a giant fence which is visible. So this is going to be the final growing place of the second Persian mulberry tree I throw in the ground. Man, these mulberries are so good. They absolutely obliterate blackberries on the taste test scale. So I'd recommend you guys grow these if you can. You can freeze them, throw them in smoothies, whatever you like, but they are super sweet. And as long as my dogs don't trample this guy, we should have 2 trees that will bear a ton of fruit. And all right, y'all, there it is, man. We have a ton of edible plants freshly added to the garden. If you guys did enjoy, please smash that like button. I definitely feel like the backyard is still a big work in progress. I need to go hard. I need to kind of focus in on it a little bit more, I feel like. But yeah, if you guys got any plant suggestions of cold hardy varieties, definitely let me know. That can also grow in the subtropics. It's oddly specific. Let me know in the comment section down below. Smash the like button on the way out. And as always, remember, Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
I'll see y'all soon. Peace out, man. Have a blessed day now.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I roost to. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.